there, Juggies? It's your old pal McJuggerNuggets, woman QnA number 21! Just to update you guys real quick, Juliet just left to go back to school. We'll probably be seeing her again in a couple weeks. So it's time to get back to the grind of finding a job. I had my jollies, I got my nice little distraction in, but it's time to get cracking. Before we do that, let's answer some questions. I took to Twitter asking you guys to ask me questions using hashtag AskJugger, and you guys delivered the goods. I've chosen around 19 questions. Let's get started. Fiery asks, how can you get into the Ridgid Gaming Pro team? Fiery is referencing a video I did back in the fall around the launch of Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and I had a very special announcement. I went over to my friend Zach's, and he actually had a team together that we were going to have representing Ridgid Gaming. They had plans to go pro, they were going to be streaming, we were going to have a whole organization built around it. They were starting to get scrims and practicing. They actually beat a couple good teams. However, as time went on, the team disbanded and they no longer were playing together. This really sucked and it was super unfortunate. They were trying to get different teammates, however, it just really wasn't panning out. Actual life shit started to affect me, you know, with my parents splitting up and just all the shit going on recently with having to get a job. I haven't been able to dedicate time into getting new team members and to really make a solid pro gaming team. Also, I'm not even really sure what game we would be playing, whether it's Halo or Call of Duty or CSGO or any kind of other, just any game, League of Legends. Since I actually have to get a real job, it's no longer a thing. However, Ridgid Gaming, a pro team, could be a thing down the line. Whatever his name is, asks, what kind of job do you think your dad will give you if you don't have one by the deadline? See, after he said that, I immediately thought, okay, he's gonna try and give me a job with him, but then he quickly said no, and then it was like, I don't know. My dad, he knows a lot of different people around this area, so it could be anything and everything. Honestly, he could have me working weekends, he could have me working night shifts, he knows enough people where it could be like any job. I could be like septic sludge man who has to go into the sewers and just like fucking sweep up down there for like rat droppings and shit. I don't know. It could be anything, which is what scares me the most. Like working for him might not be as bad compared to what he could find for me. So I don't know. Bottom line is I just need to find a job that I can film at. Whatever job he gets me, I doubt I'll be allowed to do that just because that's what he wants. He wants me to stop fucking videoing and shit. So we'll see. Actually, no, we won't see because I'm gonna have a fucking job. Jack Russo asks, how long are you gonna grow your hair? I plan to do it down to my butt. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I know a lot of people want me to cut it. Some people actually think it looks good, including myself. Juliet thinks she actually likes either or. However, probably once summertime hits, like June, July, I'll get it cut just because it's gonna be super hot and it's incredibly sweaty and hard to manage. So there you go, guys. Happy? I hope you're happy. Maybe we'll do a giveaway for my hair. I'm dead serious. James asks, why was that prank so awesome? Also, how's your head? Me and G put a lot of thought into that prank, and we knew she was afraid of mice, so we thought if we got mice involved, it would be the greatest reaction in the world, and it was. The food fight itself, look, here's the deal, Juggies. Me and G planned on getting into a food fight just so we could get Aunt Melissa covered in shit to justify her going to the bathroom. However, G at one point went into the fridge and fucking grabbed a milk jug and threw that at me, and that was, we didn't talk about that beforehand. So it turned into an actual fight. Like, this dude was throwing oranges at me. I was like, yo, this bitch wants to go. So I tried to throw like a turkey at him that I found on the ground. It got out of control. As far as my head, it's doing better. The first few days afterwards, I felt really woozy, but today I'm not doing too bad. I think it's just a quickie. But no, definitely the greatest prank I think I've pulled to date. That was so fucking good. Now, this really isn't a question, but Zyke says, I'm really liking your Twitter. It's really cool to see that there are real fans out there commenting on this versus the YouTube shitty comments, trolls, and haters. I decided to include this because I think it's important for those of you guys who are fans of me or you like watching the videos and you're just sick of the comments. Definitely follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description. That is where a lot of the true Juggies reside. I know it's like all out fucking war down in the comments below and it's just sick. So if you're looking for somewhere cool to hang out, yes, there's lots of Juggies, guys. Twitter is probably the best place to be. Drew asks, how long will you continue to YouTube and will there be an end? Sadly, Drew, everything does eventually have to come to an end, so to speak. I will continue to do YouTube for as long as you guys are watching me. Even if I have just a few people, just like the good old days when I had like 200 subscribers, I was still doing it then, so I'll still do it even when I only have a handful of people watching. My goal is to reach, the ultimate one is to reach 10 million subscribers just because they give you the diamond play button. So I would like to keep doing YouTube until I reach that, and even then I'll still be doing it. So really, I think YouTube would have to end before I end. Nathaniel asked, do you think you have enough time to get a job? This is something that I have been having to deal with this short time frame to get a job. It's not that easy. For some people it could take months, for some people it could take years to get a job, and I have to do it in a number of weeks. I had 2 weeks, I'm glad I had 1 week extension, that helps a lot. I definitely have jobs that I could choose, like the nursery is a thing. I might be able to like make working for my dad work. That could be a thing. I also have something lined up for tomorrow. So hopefully something pans out real soon. If not, my dad apparently has a job for me, but I don't really want to explore that. So you know what? I think it takes a while to find a job that you like. However, at this current time, I'm really just finding a job so I can live in this household with my dad and make it okay. Yasin asked, why did you like hunting and would you do it again? I was always against hunting. I wouldn't want to kill another living thing. I wouldn't want somebody trying to hunt me down. But, you know, I also eat meat at the same time, so I started to kind of rationalize in my head where I was like, if I'm eating meat, technically somebody killed this animal so that I could eat it, so why not just kill it myself, you know what I mean? Like if I was really against it, I wouldn't eat meat, but I'm not a vegan or anything like that, so I started to kind of rationalize it in my head, and I got the gun in my hands, which felt pretty cool, not gonna lie. For somebody who grew up with first-person shooters like Halo 1 and shit, and I love it. I think it's so cool. You feel so powerful behind a gun, and to pull the trigger, it's just like such a release of power. I don't know, I liked it. There's just something about it, you know, I guess it's like a natural instinct. It felt really cool. I would do it again. For sure. Ethan asked, when are you going to be moving out? I've been so concentrated on getting a job that this hasn't really been a concern, and it can't be because I just don't have the money to afford to do so. However, if I land this job and I continue to do YouTube videos, I need to have both. I think I should be able to move out within maybe like 3 months, so by summertime. Maybe not long after Jeffrey moves out, assuming this job is paying decent money. But that is the ultimate goal. It's just we're in the saving up phase. Ryan asked, how would you want to die if you had the choice? Naturally, I would want to die in my sleep and not even know I passed. On the other hand, I would want it to be really fast. If I couldn't get that option, I would want to die really fast, like a fucking just bullet right through my head, point blank or some shit. I'll just chop my head off like the olden days. I feel like that was such a quick, but apparently once the guillotine comes down and chops your head off, apparently you're still conscious like while your head's rolling around for those 10 seconds, so I'd imagine that's a really weird experience. You would finally feel like what it's like to be a ball. Something to consider. Charles asked, will you be going to E3 this year like you did last year? Last year, literally, Nintendo approached me via email 1 week before it was happening and was like, hey, you know, we'll give you a pass if you want to fly out here. And I was like, I have no notice to do this, but I couldn't turn down E3, and it was an extremely awesome experience. It was my first time in LA, and I wouldn't change that for the world. You do need to be in the industry to get invited, and I have not been invited this year, unless they're waiting till last minute once again. Maybe they'll give me 1 month's notice this time, but since I haven't been invited, I probably won't be going. However, even if I am invited, I don't know if, you know, if I get this job, I might not be able to take off work. Also, although I enjoyed E3, I don't know if this is something I would want to do every single year. It wasn't like that exciting. There's just a lot of people. Like if you want to get your hands on trying out a game, it's just very difficult to do so. Like some people, including myself, had to wait like a few hours in line just to play like one game for maybe 5-10 minutes. Adriana asked, are you going to get one of the poopies? She's referencing one of Poopy John's children that we just met yesterday. No, I don't want any of them. I do not want to have to take care of a dog and the responsibility of it. Plus we already have the 3 dogs in the house now, and it's just a little too much anyway. Samuel asked, how do you pick questions for #AskJugger? Basically what I look for is I'll look for a question that hasn't been asked before. Second, I'll look for a question that I think will be interesting for you guys watching, or one that I personally find interesting and I think you guys might want to know the answer to. J for Life asked, when will you do a Draw My Life video? I've seen many YouTubers draw my life. I was always intrigued to the idea. I think I have a very, very fucking interesting life to share with you guys, although I suck at drawing. However, I had planned, and this is still the plan, once I reach 5 million Juggies, that is when I'll do an extensive, insane Draw My Life video that will blow everybody's mind. So that's at 5 mil, guys, so look forward to it. Let's get there soon. I might honestly have somebody draw for me and I'll just do like a voiceover over it. Alright, Lucas has asked a series of questions, all of which I actually really enjoy. So the first one is, how do you grade the hashtag Triple M submissions? Do you have like a scorecard or something? Usually what I'll do is Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, afternoon, I'll go onto YouTube, I'll type in the search bar hashtag Triple M, say 39 for example, and then I'll click sort by upload date. I'll then get all the most recently uploaded videos and any videos with that in the title. I'll then start going down the list watching them, and not gonna lie, the more views it has, the more liable I am to watch it, because that just puts it higher in the search feed. Generally I'm looking for something of a shorter length, just because I have so many submissions to go over, so that's a lot easier for me to handle. Here's the best advice I could give. When I click on a video, I'm looking to see how much work that I think they put into it, and then also, am I interested in it? Like, do I feel like skipping through the video, or am I willing to watch the whole thing? Like, does it maintain my interests? And usually if it does, that's one of the winners. But just like anybody else, I like funny, I like smart, and that's usually what I'll go with. And if you put a lot of effort into it, I can always tell who did and who didn't. Lucas's next question, does it bother you when you get dislikes on a video? Unlike most YouTubers, pretty much all my videos have a decent amount of dislikes, like more than the average. You know, I'll have like probably like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever the fuck it is, dislikes on this video. Just a Q&A video. Now the funny thing is, the video itself isn't bad. It's just a good video. The problem is I have people that will just dislike for dislike's sake. With that in mind, no, it doesn't bother me because I know they're just hating to hate. Usually it is just a reflection of their own personal insecurities and feelings. And if they're clicking on the video, it shows that they care enough to watch me, so the dislike seems kind of awkward. Like, why are you disliking me if you're clicking on the videos? And that happens a lot. Why comment hate? It's just funny to me. Does it bother me? No, not at all, because it's interacting with the video. Once again, I know they're viewing it, and I know deep down they like me and enjoy me, or else they wouldn't be clicking on me. I think there's a slight addiction going on here or something. I love you guys for that. It'd be cool if you just switched over to the light crowd. It's just a lot easier. Lucas says, have you ever gotten pulled over by the police? And believe it or not, I've actually been asked this quite a few times. I never have been, at least not with the pink car. My older vehicles, yes, I have been. There was one time me and my ex-girlfriend were driving around and said that the car was licensed to somebody named Jerry. I don't know if they misread my mom's name at the time. This was like 5-6 years ago. They thought it was Terry, or for whatever reason they said I was driving around a stolen vehicle, which I wasn't. It was completely random. And I think there was another time just because I was lost and I was driving in circles in this one area, and the cop was like, what the hell are you doing? Because it looked really suspicious, and I was just like, I'm lost, and he was like, oh, okay. That was it. I've never been pulled over and gotten a ticket before. I've gotten parking tickets before, like at school, but that's about it. Lucas asked, why do you fucking curse so much in your videos? Believe it or not, I actually used to be a good little boy, and I used to be totally against cursing or swearing. Well, not really against it, I just didn't really like it. Like my friends that cursed, I was like, I kind of looked down on them. I was like, wow, you're using those bad words, like that's evil. They would actually dare me to say a curse word here and there, because when I cursed, they said it sounded funny, so I'd be like, fuck, and they'd be like, ha ha ha. This is 7th grade shit. However, I ended up falling for this one girl who cursed like a sailor, and she lived with me for an extended period of time, and I just started to pick up on that vernacular. So blame it on X, which is why I curse so much, and then once you start saying it, you can't stop, and it's become just a regular part of my language. That, and just like with the things that go on in my life, there's just something about curse words, like fuck and shit. There's such powerful words that it's just pleasurable to actually say them. So when shit hits the fan, I just want to fucking curse at the top of my lungs, and sometimes I do censor myself for you guys, but more often than not, it just comes the fuck out. Lucas's last question is, why is it called the Juggies Powwow? What exactly does powwow even mean? I believe I actually explained this in one of the first, second, third powwows, or even before that when I was just talking about that as a concept. Basically, well, you know what the Juggies are. It's all you guys. And then a powwow is just another word for a gathering or a discussion. So therefore, the Juggies Powwow is a gathering of Juggies to discuss a certain topic, which is what happens in the videos. You know, we'll take job hunting, for example, and talk about that, and hopefully it helps the Juggies. And we can, it was supposed to be, you know, people in the comments talk about the concept, but instead it's just all bullshit now. People were saying, oh, there's like Native American origins, it's derogatory and stuff, and no, that is not the meaning of it. It is, it has multiple meanings actually, and if you look it up there, you will find that it's just a gathering, and it is used not really too much, but I just thought it sounded cool. The Juggies Powwow, it's pretty, I like it. So that's all the questions for today, guys. Don't forget, I do this every single Monday, so tweet me your questions using hashtag AskJugger, and it's your chance to get featured. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Twitter and Instagram, links in the description. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Don't dislike the video. If you do, it doesn't really matter, but it just helps me more if you liked it. And if you're watching me anyway, I don't understand why you wouldn't like the video. And with that, guys, I just want to have a message. Thank you guys so much for 2.8 million subscribers. If you made it this far in the video, you're awesome. And I just want to say something. I know I have a lot of people that watch me, and I know I have a lot of people that watch me but aren't subscribed. If you guys watch me, just click the subscribe button. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't. I'm subscribed to like 500 people just because it doesn't really matter. Like, you will watch who you want to watch. You can subscribe to as many people as you want. If there's somebody that sticks out in your head and you find yourself constantly watching, just click the subscribe button. You're not doing anyone a favor. You're doing yourself a disservice because you're clicking on my channel anyway. So that's enough about that. Just subscribe, guys. Alright, Jays. There'll be a vlog coming out later tonight. Gotta get back on the job grind. Love you, Jays, to death. And don't forget to keep it rigid.